out in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my hand again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow. I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my head, get you out of my head again.
Please note.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Fools are calling and I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me the storm is coming, for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be why? Now that I need you, why?
I can see my life is crap. I have to see them too. I just live into my world, far from the pain, the fear. Without a reach of fire, without a way of starting out. But when I'm down to sleep, I'm thinking for help, thinking for hope. Just need to open my eyes now to try to change them somehow. To be someone among other, I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. Now if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so dumb and out of time. I was so wrong, I was so blind, I was so
I could just get so pumped from the music. Welcome to the Honor Ramble. I am your host, Auntie Collins. Our other host, our co-host over here is the lovely, the fabulous, the scoopity doopity Kimmy SokOLE.
Scoopity doo. What?
Do you want me to call you by your formal name?
No, I was just not prepared.
Scoopy Sicko?
I'm winning that poll on both Instagram and
It's
Twitter.
because you have a curated audience.
Oh, here we go. You're
All
gonna
right, for
do
the-
what I did when we had that poll with Jose. And when Jose was like, who won Topgolf, Team SRS or Team Kimmy? And then Sean tweeted it and goes, vote for me. And I go, you can't say that because you have more followers than me.
Yeah.
So everyone voted for Sean. So now here we are in reverse. And everyone's just agreeing with me. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Again, like, soup on cruises. Like the Mark Order podcast said, you could eat soup and then an hour later eat ice cream. That is the beautiful part of being on a cruise ship.
I didn't just retweet that. Anyways, welcome to the Honor Ramble. If you are new here,
Your
hi,
name
hello.
is Hell No. Can I just say, hold on. So as you see, I'm looking at this on my watch, right? So yesterday I was doing a podcast with Pluggo and JPJ, and every
Mhm.
time I got a text on my watch, it was somehow my turn to make predictions. So the
Mhm.
inquiry was that every time I looked on my watch, I was getting an inside scoop and then reporting the scoop on the predictions. And I was
Yeah.
like, if I was that much of a super spy, or Scoops McGee as they were calling me, do you really think I'd be sitting here doing predictions if I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting told this? Like, no. I can assure you. Hell. Oh my god. So wait,
You said that Sean retweeted and said, vote
yes.
for me. Vote for me. My name is Hell No. So they have to vote Hell No now.
What? Oh, I was yep with exclamation. Should I change my name to yep with exclamation?
If you are new here, please like, share, subscribe, do all the cool diddly things. There is a poll over on Kimmy's channel, Twitter. Settle this week's podcast debate. This is what we are debating this week.
I changed it.
Soup on cruises.
Yes.
Hell no is the actual choice.
No, it's
And
yep.
then,
It's yep.
hell no.
I
On a
don't-
cruise?
Okay, but then hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. So my best friend is going to a cruise, going to Alaska. It's cold there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen here, Chris. No. You know what the Jericho cruise needs?
What?
Deodorant.
Thank you. Yes, my interview with Wheezy dropped at 4:00 today. It was really fun. I was actually really honored that Wheezy picked me to be interviewed. If you guys don't know, Wheezy has such a huge following. Me and her have a mutual friend, someone I work with on the convention scene. So I was really happy to be selected to do that. We talked a lot. We talked about my very good friend Dr. Britt Baker. We talked about Daniel Garcia. We talked about my con work, me in the media room, WWE Bad Blood, all that good stuff. So head over to Wheezy's channel and check it out. I've gotten a lot of new followers and like stuff based off that interview. So I guess I did a good job, but thank you. I was very excited to do it. I hope it's not the last time me and Wheezy collaborate. Thank you.
Congratulations. Now I want, because I haven't even
Soup?
listened to it and I already know it's great. So
Oh. I mean, did you see the title of the
Yeah.
the title of the interview?
That's how I know it's gonna be great.
I texted
Oh.
Sean and he goes, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "I didn't name it. You can't blame me. This wasn't on me. You have to blame somebody else. Someone else is doing." My best friend. He actually is my number one best friend on Snap. Not gonna lie. I don't.
Okay, you are my number one best friend on Snap.
Am I
Then
really?
is my niece. Yeah. Who else snaps me? Nobody.
I don't know. Yeah, Sean is legitimately. So when I went on the cruise, right, I really didn't have service. So I had my best friend doing my streaks, and I had to be like, do not send streaks to the guy named SRS. And if SRS snaps us, do not open it. And they're like, who's SRS? And I go, nobody you guys need to know.
Nobody. You don't need to know.
You don't need to know him. But yeah. Love my bestie pal, Sean. He's been good lately. You know, he hasn't really said anything. He's been kind of quiet since Grand Slam. You know, I got to see him at WrestleCade next month, so only time will tell what we're going to do in North Carolina. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm not doing anything fun at all this weekend at all.
I think you are.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Collins is actually going somewhere this weekend. This is the one Saturday I get to stay at my house. I'm so excited to stay at my house.
Why aren't you here? You could be hanging out in our guest room right now with the lights.
I so need a Saturday home. I'm not getting another Saturday home till like December. I
January,
needed
February, March, April,
I
May.
need a day. But yeah, why don't you tell everybody where you're going Saturday?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to Wrestle Dream.
Unbelievable.
Ugh. I'm actually excited to go to Wrestle Dream. I may or may not be working because may or may not be cleared.
We don't know.
We don't know. If I go as a fan, I'm crying either way. So
Is there anything that you like surprises you want to see? Like anything you
I
want
want
to
to
see happen
see
this
Adam
weekend?
Copeland back,
You want to see Adam
but
Cole?
Adam
Well,
Copeland is not going to be back.
listen, he's busy. I don't know if you saw, but like Tony Khan really
He's
put him over on the media call yesterday, like helping FEMA, I think it's called.
FEMA. Congratulations, you said it right,
Thank you,
Kimmy.
thank you. He's helping them like really, help with the damages from the hurricane and stuff. You know, he's been talking to Tony, so he's busy doing other things. But
I
soon,
think
I'm hoping.
that's incredible.
So do I. I was really happy when Tony said that, and it was so funny because at the end Tony goes, "Yeah, Adam definitely doesn't want me to say this publicly, but I'm gonna say it anyway." And I was like, he also said that Ring of Honor was a high priority to him, and this is where I did text Sean and I go, "Stop giving us hope, Tony. We all know Ring of Honor is not your top priority." And Sean goes, "Oh my god." I'm like, "Am I wrong? Am I wrong?"
You're not wrong. Though
I
when I heard that he said that, we know just by the look of episode 85 of Honor Club.
Listen, I wasn't as mad with this episode as I've been
Okay.
with others. I named the title of my article, which is not yet out on PW Insider, but I'll give y'all a preview. It's called Atlantis Jr. Doesn't Even Go Here.
Oh my
Brian
god.
Cage.
This made me like Brian Cage.
Same. And then Rob Viper goes, "Well, I don't want to see Athena appear on AEW TV then because Athena technically doesn't go to AEW." And I go, "Actually, Athena is a contracted talent at AEW,
Yeah,
Rob,
she
where Atlantis
had a
Jr. is
graphic.
not." Yes, Atlantis Jr. is not a contractual talent to AEW or Ring of Honor. Big difference there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, love Brian Cage. New baby face. Big baby face
Okay.
going into his match this weekend.
Okay, I was partly distracted by Brian Cage, and I'll tell you why when we get to this segment. It is completely ridiculous and has everything to do with chest hair.
Well, we got 3 segments to get to before we get there. So, is there anything else you want to talk about? Yeah, I didn't really go anywhere this weekend, so I don't really have any stories for you.
But yeah, Friday I'm going to a magic show, like a secret magic show, and Saturday I'm going to Wrestle Dream. I have to drive all the way to Tacoma, and I say drive. I mean, my husband's going to drive. So,
how far is that for you?
Tacoma with traffic takes about an hour and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because we have to get through Seattle,
Mm.
which takes some time, you know. And then there's traffic near like Federal Way, which is like where the airport is, right? So there's always traffic down over there, and then there's traffic on our way to Tacoma. So because they're always doing construction.
So it's like New York. Got it.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I did nothing this weekend. The only biggest thing I did this week was my Wheezy interview, and we already talked about that. Love that for myself.
Love that for you. Yeah, this last weekend, I tried to chill, but also I did karaoke this last weekend.
What'd you sing?
Karaoke. A lot of things. You want to know what I sang?
Yes.
I sang Nickelback. This is how you... I can't sing it. Copyright
infringement. You know what's not...
You remind me.
You know what's not copyright infringement? How we started our Ring of Honor episode with an emergency meme.
Internet. We're not doing this game, internet. We're not doing it.
I was like, is it just me? Is it just me?
The internet.
It is the internet. All right. So
Okay.
we had an emergency meme to kick off. Lexi Nair and Billy Starks reviewed the list of things they needed to get before the big celebration, celebrating Athena being the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all time. I really don't understand why we haven't had this yet, especially because of the fact this was a month ago. But regardless, Athena interrupts and cuffs Lexi Nair.
Where did she get these long cuffs?
I don't even want to know. Athena says after last week she needs to make sure Nair is protected from Abaddon because Abaddon became a little bit too close to Lexi when in reality, if you watch the episode, Abaddon became a little too close to Athena. Starks complains that Athena only cares about Nair and not her, to which Athena says that Nair is a fragile TV personality. A beautiful TV personality, whereas Billy Starks is a wrestler and she could defend herself. Stark storms off and Athena and Nair are interrupted by none other than Lady Frost. Frost says that Athena is terrified and is very pathetic. Athena says she is not scared and challenges Frost to a Proving Grounds match next week. Lady Frost accepts and Athena stands there nervous and regretting her decisions before dragging Lexi by the handcuffs out of the frame. Didn't really expect Lady Frost to get the match before Abaddon. Thought we were gonna do the Abaddon match first, but I mean,
Right.
like I've been saying, you need something for that Halloween episode because that's the only time we remember to use Abaddon. So it looks like we're sticking with that gimmick. Thank you, Anthony Khan. This was good. I mean, we're good. We'll get to Billy's match a little bit later with what commentary was saying about her. But I'm getting a little nervous now because we're about a month and a half out from the end of the year, like 2 months, and we still don't have a final battle announcement. And that's where the payoff for this segment's going to go. And I really don't know why no one has announced final battle.
Why have we not even talked about it, mentioned it, nothing?
I don't know. I was going to ask that on the media call. Someone stole my Daniel Garcia question. It was my very good friend Rick from Sports Illustrated, and I jokingly DM'd him, and I was like, "Sir," he's like, "I know," and I was like, "Unbelievable." But yeah, I need them to announce a final battle so I could intrigue the Billy Athena match. So I'm a little confused what we're doing here.
I don't. Opening with this segment, which is arguably the best thing that's going on in Ring of Honor at all, storyline wise, talent wise, everything wise. So we're starting our show with this, which is fine. But why not be like, oh, final battle is going to be here. It's going to do this.
Maybe they're waiting till after Wrestle Dream. I don't know, because I've also been on a train for the last couple months that I'm thinking we're going to get Final Battle here in New York and it's going to come to Hammerstein. So I'm like, maybe they're waiting till around Full Gear to announce it. But I'm like, that's a little bit of a stretch because Full Gear is going to be like towards the end of November. And usually Final Battle's like that first or second Friday in December. So that's like a 3-week stretch to sell tickets. So I don't really know what the plan is. I'm going to see if I could actually find out information. Yes, STG. He understood the vibe. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find out some information about Final Battle because I'm getting a little nervous here and I don't like it. I'm sorry. I was discussing Final Battle. Bobby Talk Soup is going absolutely amazing. I am winning the poll on everything on Instagram, on Twitter.
This is really rude. I can't believe y'all would fail me here.
Oh, but when they failed me for David Hasselhoff, then it was okay.
Daddy Bobby in
Daddy
the house.
Bobby.
How do I feel about that? I don't know. I just don't understand because I think one of WWE's biggest strengths is going, here's our calendar, literally at the beginning of the year. When tickets go on sale, whatever, but they're big shows. Tickets go on sale pretty early, right? For the smaller shows, Tickets go on sale a couple months in advance. SCG, you're right.
Well,
it is advertising.
Well, I will say that not anything since breakfast. Bobby, you sound like me. Um so I will say that they did make a graphic towards the middle of the year with all the pay-per-views, and Death Before Dishonor was on that graphic where they announced like the paper. It was like, I want to say on the lead of the Double or Nothing, it was every single pay-per-view for the rest of the year, and Death Before Dishonor was on it, but Final Battle wasn't. So I don't know if maybe there was just never a plan. Tony wanted to see like what the direction of Ring of Honor was. I really don't know.
Well, I thought that Death Before Dishonor had to rope in with.
Well, yeah, but it was still on like. Well, that was why.
Tapings.
Well, yeah, that was why it was on the graphic, because they
Mhm.
had it set in the Texas, where the esports arena. So I'm
Mhm.
actually gonna see if I can find out some information. See if I could talk to some people.
I mean, it's too bad they're probably not going to have a scrum. That's
They
the word on the
might.
street. Nobody wants me to be there.
That is not true. Oh, Mike. So Mike Johnson didn't post my review yet, right? So I will tell you what's happening in real time. So I have the Google Doc up, and he literally, how he posts my articles is he copies and pastes it, but then deletes everything in the doc, and he just deleted everything in the doc. So now my notes are TBD for the next 5 minutes till he posts the article. Hi.
You have no idea what's on the show. Well, guess what?
I know what was next. It's Gabe Kidd versus Anthony Henry.
Okay, I just learned today that Gabe Kidd is a trash person.
Yeah, I was reading these messages in my DMs.
Trash person. Trash person who trashed the national treasure that is Mariah May.
Yes.
On a podcast.
Yes.
About something that we can't talk about on the internet.
Yes.
Allegedly happening.
Allegedly. Yes, I agree.
Trash person. And here's the thing. If you don't know, Gabe Kidd is the New Japan Strong Openweight champion. He has held the championship for over 150 days. He defeated Eddie Kingston at the New Japan Strong Resurgence show, where Eddie Kingston did get injured. It was a no rope last man standing match per cage match. Thanks, cage match. But Gabe Kidd, the reason why this match is happening is because Gabe Kidd laid out an open challenge that was answered by Anthony Henry. Anthony Henry has been working his butt off. But unfortunately, this is the match where he does get injured. He does.
I have my notes.
He tears his bicep.
Yes.
Off the bone.
Yes.
Which is disgusting.
Yes. So
everybody's talking about food over here.
Oh my god. Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
When you make it a wrap. When I make what a wrap? Wait. I gotta go back.
Quinoa. We're talking about boring ass quinoa.
I've never had
that. Quinoa.
I've never had that.
You've never had quinoa?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Although it can be tolerable when you make it into a wrap with avocado. Yo, it is like 10:46 at night. Why are we making wraps? It is like dessert time / like breakfast time. Like, you know, when you have like breakfast. No, when you have breakfast for dinner.
I love breakfast for dinner, but I don't eat eggs. And we've already talked about that.
Yes, we've talked about this. I'm saying other breakfast foods.
Like waffles?
Yes. Like I'll usually, at this point at night, if I were to go out to eat, and I were to go to a diner, I'd probably get like a waffle with ice cream on it.
Waffle with ice cream. Have you ever had chicken and waffles?
Yes, I love chicken.
I had chicken and waffles for the first time a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And now every time it's on the menu, I get it.
Yes, you have to, because it's so rare, and it's just it's one of those things that you don't think it's gonna mix, and it does, and you're like, yes. What do you mean you're shocked? I like
sweets for breakfast. Give me savory. I love a savory.
So wait, you won't do chocolate chip pancakes? Chocolate chip
pancakes are god tier.
That used to be my convention pregame when I did not get so busy at cons and I was able to eat breakfast.
STG! Oh!
Brisket and waffles is
Brisket?
a thing?
Oh my
wait.
gosh. See,
Wait,
that's what you should be eating on a cruise ship.
What?
Not soup. That's it. That's what I want to eat on a cruise ship is
Brisket
mother
and
freaking
waffles?
brisket.
I don't think you could get that on a boat. I don't know how that would work.
Why not? You could
Why
have
not?
soup.
Yeah, because they serve that pretty regularly.
This is unfair. This is making me mad. I am angry.
You're angry.
Yeah, soup sucks.
It's soup season. Soup season. Anyway,
I wish y'all were coming to Wrestle Dream.
I needed a Saturday in my home.
Okay, I just wish that you were coming.
I'm
You can
sorry.
say that you wish that I was actually coming to Full Gear because I get that.
I am. I'm very upset you couldn't come to Full Gear. I mean, they haven't even put it on the press credential yet, to be fair. I've been looking every day.
Yeah, it's not even on there. Unless you want to buy my airplane ticket.
With what money?
You could be a thief.
A thief.
We can thief some money.
Oh my god, this is not things you should be saying on.
Yeah,
live.
we're gonna steal a plane.
Oh,
We're gonna
God.
steal a plane.
Who's we?
Everybody in the chat right now. We're all going single file line. We're gonna steal a plane.
Oh my god. So anyway, like Collins was saying, Henry announced a couple days ago that unfortunately got injured in this match and he's out from the remainder of 2024, which is unfortunate. Boo-hoo-hoo. Kid cuts a promo in the middle of the match saying that no one on the Ring of Honor roster can touch him and he is the best and the maddest person in wrestling today. Kid also attacked Beef during the match as he was shouting, that is my cousin, do not hurt him. So glad to know the family ties are still intact despite injuries, and Henry put up a good fight, especially fighting while injured, but the champ retains and still gave Kid.
You could see that he was playing on that arm. Did you notice during the match he just kept going like this?
Yes.
And the picture that he showed was kind of gross. So I was fully expecting it to look like that. I don't know how bodies work. So
you don't know how bodies work. I think he was trying to get feeling back in his arm. I didn't think he thought it was that bad. Is like my thought process. And then like as the match was going on, he's like, ooh, and then like maybe he's like trying to just get like, you know, his arm to just keep up. Because that was a big match for him. I think it was a proving match for him to like show that he could like stay with Kid. You know, they talk about the Japanese and Ring of Honor partnership, and we've seen people go to Japan, like maybe SCG. I'll get to that question after this point. Maybe there was like a hope that like Anthony Henry could go over to Japan, so that's what I'm thinking. As terms of your question,
yes,
I don't know, because I've heard a lot of mixed things in terms of a TV deal. I've heard mixed things of there is hope. Tony said it yesterday on the media call. I laughed at him like I do most media calls when I have to hear him ramble for an hour. You think our show is bad? Have you heard him ramble on a media call? That is oof. But I don't know. I need to see what the Fox deal is going to look like. I think I need to see what that is going to look like and then kind of make my determination of what I think Ring of Honor is. I mean, like we said at the start of the show, my fear is that we're about a month and a half to 2 months out from what would be Final Battle, and we have yet no indication that we're getting a Final Battle. So that is my concern as of right now.
I think you're great, STG. Thank you.
Oh my God, Bobby. I think that's match of the year.
Okay, what do you think his breakfast food is?
Oh, it's definitely like something really fancy. It's definitely like this is where he'll
like
side with Bobby.
quiche?
No, he'll do like an eggs Benedict, or I'll feel like because he's so stressed and busy that he'll be like me, where he doesn't really get a chance to eat, and he'll grab something quick like a breakfast sandwich. But if he has the time to sit down and like, really get to eat, I would say like eggs Benedict would be his breakfast food. He just feels like an eggs Benedict person. What do you think?
STG, you're gonna get banned from the chat.
Should we tweet him and be like, Tony Khan, what's your breakfast food?
I'll put you in timeout.
Me? That was a legit question.
No, I'm not putting you in
Oh.
timeout.
Bobby, you should go from the OLE Twitter and ask Tony Khan what his breakfast food is. Say that we do a Ring of Honor show every week and we talk about breakfast foods and we want to know what his favorite breakfast food is.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be sad that going back to wrestling, I'm gonna be sad to see Anthony Henry shelved again. I think that he definitely has his job is not at risk this time.
No, after Tony got canceled the first time.
No. I love that. I think that's like the best thing that wrestling Twitter has ever done is
Listen,
gone.
Tony made that announcement on a media call and I was like, huh?
Huh?
I'm like, what did you just say? I'm like, whoa.
Why would you release him after he like shattered his jaw?
We never said that Anthony was the smartest person in the room now, did we?
Both Anthony's?
I mean, you know who also isn't the smartest person in the room?
Me.
No, Brandon Cutler.
Okay, his beard is out of control.
It's really bad.
It's full.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Do you know who ZZ Top is?
No. I feel like I'm gonna get informed.
I need you to Google it. Who
Okay.
ZZ Top is?
The rock band?
The rock band.
That's what it came up on Google. Oh no. So is this supposed to be Brandon Cutler?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why are they all wearing fedoras?
It's their thing. But the beard like that. Just fully taking over the face.
Yes. I see that. But oh my god.
Brandon Cutler came out.
He
no
did.
Music. No
he
nothing.
Cut a promo.
He cut a promo and said that the EVPs were the best thing ever. The crowd booed.
But he said that it was sponsored. The match was sponsored by the EVPs, and we have to be grateful for them for keeping ROH alive. And I feel like I need to talk to Matthew and Nicholas Jackson about that because they are not keeping Ring of Honor alive.
But he did issue an open challenge for any former Ring of Honor champion. And guess who answered the call?
Shibata.
The former Ring of Honor pure champion, Katsuyori Shibata. Which, he's got a haircut. You know who doesn't have a haircut? Brandon Cutler. Very different looks to them. But the match started off so fun. You know why? Because Brandon Cutler tried to slap some titties, and you just see the immovable object of Shibata just look at him, slapping him. And guess what? He retaliated by slapping the tits off of Brandon Cutler to the point that his chest started to look like hamburger meat. That is word for word in my notes, by the way.
I'm going to send it in our clip chat.
Our clip chat, please. Please.
What are we at? 33 minutes?
Yeah, 33 minutes.
There we go. All for you.
Slaps. STG, I don't know.
I'm tweeting it right now, Bobby. The football team. The Seattle Seahawks.
I know who the Seattle Seahawks are. I make this joke because at my work, we can't wear graphic tees,
Yes, you've said this.
but only if it's a sports team.
So do you wear do you have Seattle Seahawks gear?
Yeah, you betcha. Do I watch it? No. So I'm only wearing it so that I could wear a t-shirt to work, a hoodie to work.
A hoodie.
All I want. This is the like emo kid in me, right? This is something that I wear to work. I wear my spooky shirts, right? They're striped. I have a bright green one too. This is the closest thing I can get to a t-shirt.
I wore. This is my Puerto Rico shirt that I got in Puerto Rico on my 10-day cruise where I got sunburned. Does
You
Dustin?
should see the retro jerseys that Seattle is sporting this year. They're royal blue. Get me one. I want one. I want a jersey. You know why? So that I can
Why?
wear something that is not corporate wear.
It says destination unknown, and I got it because it reminded me of my very good friend Ruby Soho.
Ruby.
I miss her. Love her.
I do too.
Great
Love her.
human. Great human being.
Being a cute mom. But yeah, I wore a wrestling shirt to my office, and everyone went, "Oh, is that a sport?" And it said AEW. It was just an AEW branded shirt.
I mean, all elite wrestling. Wrestling
Yeah.
is a sport.
It's a sport.
Oh, the hoodie's better.
I want the hoodie. Someone buy it for me. I'll send you my address.
Yo, why
I'll
is it?
Venmo you.
Yo, this is different font than my whole article. Next we had the aforementioned Brian Cage promo. Before you get to why you were so distracted, Brian Cage, I will quickly go over what the promo was.
Did we even mention that Shibata
won? Yeah, I thought we did.
Won. You put him in a sleeper hold.
He won. Get momentum for his match this weekend against Jack Perry.
Yeah, that's
And then
what we're.
Yeah. And then Jack Perry is gonna, lose to Daniel Garcia at Full Gear. Okay, we're all on the same page. Cool.
Okay.
Cage says that he is a machine. And he has tunnel vision for becoming one of the best wrestlers on the planet. That's a little bit of a stretch, buddy, but okay. Brian Cage says he does not belong. Oh, I meant to put he as in Atlantis Jr. Brian Cage as Atlantis Jr. does not belong here, and he has taken something that does not belong with him, and he does not go here, which is true. Cage says that in 48 hours he is going to fix that and become the new Ring of Honor TV champion because the Ring of Honor TV Championship is on the 0 hour, and it will be Brian Cage versus Atlantis Jr. And in all my predictions this weekend, I actually picked Brian Cage to win because, as I said on this show, Brian Cage is actually 30-0 in Ring of Honor sanctioned matches, which is why I think he got this opportunity. I don't know why no one has mentioned this.
No one is mentioning this at all.
To the point. So I clipped it when I did my predictions last night on Love Wrestling CA, which you could go see. It's with Pluggo, JBJ, and Mike from Indeed. So go check that out. I literally said that, and Ella goes, "Oh my god, I'm so smart. I picked Brian Cage without knowing he was 30-0." And I was like, "So you're meaning to tell me that you I could have told you that? Like, if you would have asked me who I thought was going to win, I would have gave you my whole explanation." So yeah, in case anyone's wondering why Brian Cage is in the match, because he's 30-0 in Ring of Honor sanctioned matches. If no one's gonna mention it, I will. I was waiting for Tony actually to drop that fact yesterday on the media call, and he didn't. And I was like, does Tony not even know? If it gets mentioned on commentary Saturday, I'm convinced that someone watched this podcast or watched any of my predictions to know that information.
That would be really great. So here's the thing that I wanted to mention about Brian Cage and his hair.
Yes.
Is that I have never noticed that he's had chest hair at all. I thought that he waxed just like every other freaking wrestler. But not only is his chest hair nicely groomed, but it's in the shape of his pecs. And you can see the little triangle, underneath the pecs where it goes to the abdomen.
Yes.
that it looks like he strategically either shaves or wax that. Because you can see the hair like subtly coming in. And now I want to know, how does he do that? Does he have someone do that for him?
Does his wife, who is contracted to the company?
Would you want to wax your significant other?
I know.
Should I ask?
No. No. No.
Are you filtering me?
No.
How dare you?
Me?
How dare you?
People, the person who curses nonstop on podcasts? What are we talking about here?
You're censoring me.
I am not. She's setting me up.
That's rude.
She's setting me up, guys.
Rude.
Me? Never. I'm a baby face. I'm a baby face this week. Catch me back next week when I'm a heel. Actually, I won't even be here next week.
STG, why don't you just message me the hoodie? I don't have any.
Well, actually, I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. Bobby, I will, because since you're, I do yell at people in hotels. This is true. Bobby, since you're here, I will tell you this. Next week is going to be me racing against the clock, depending on when I get out of New York City Comic Con and how much of the episode I could watch and how dead I am. So if I get out at a reasonable hour, I'm pretty sure I can make it. But
don't
everyone
push it, man.
Why? I gotta complain. Yeah. We gotta complain if Jericho wins the title on Saturday. So I gotta be here for that.
That's true. That's true.
I should just show up for like 5 minutes and be like, screw Jericho. Oh, Bobby said I'll make it. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I'll be able to walk. Well, last year, the first day after New York City Comic Con, I got sick because, as everyone expects, did not eat, did not drink water. So I'm hoping to be a really smart person and not do that this time around. So yeah, so let's hope that I live.
Can I just say, SGG, I say my Twitch every single week.
She does. We have a ticker for it.
It's just Queer Auntie.
Yeah.
And now
I would be mad. So you know, Billy Starks was also mad. You want to talk about the Billy Starks versus Ella Elizabeth, which I found hilarious. Because it's like Ella, my best friend, and Elizabeth. It's like, oh my god. Commentary noted that Starks had a different pep in her step, and she did not have a lot of the energy after the interaction with Athena early on in the show. Athena and Nair also did not accompany Starks to the ring for this match. They were not even there, did not come out at all, which I also found really interesting. Starks gets the win, and she shakes Elizabeth's hand at the end for the code of honor, but it was like really sarcastic, like, ha ha ha, I really don't want to do this. But it was really interesting that like Athena, like no one even tried to come out. So I'm wondering how they're gonna play that into it. But yeah, this was, again, it was a squash match. Like, it was okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about this match. This match was okay. We know that Billy Starks is in not a great mood. Her hair looked like fluorescent.
It looks better.
That. So much better. Love it. But she's been in a bad mood since Athena demoted her back to a minute in training. They haven't been getting along. And here we have Ella Elizabeth, who is a product of Al Snow in OVW. She is making her
Chris Hero.
And Chris Hero making her Ring of Honor debut. I love a heel Billy Starks, but I also love a Billy Starks who is cocky. This cockiness, this edginess to her. It is kind of like a kid getting a little bit too big for their britches. She almost gets caught by Elizabeth a couple times where she does have to refocus herself, really has to recenter herself. But there were nope, that's not what I'm saying. There were a few moments that for me were a little bit awkward. Their chemistry was a little bit awkward for me. But for the most part, what we got in this match was Billy Starks saying, hey, I'm not one to be messed with, Athena. And she definitely sent a message by pinning Elizabeth, getting the win. But she was definitely over it. She definitely has an attitude.
I would have an
What's that?
attitude too. I don't blame her.
Old and slow, STG. Old and slow.
So after this, very, very shocking turn of events here. We have two segments with these two teams that I'm very intrigued about. So we got to get to the match first. We had Shane Taylor Promotions versus the Infantry, and this match was a lot of fun. Taylor was talking a lot of smack throughout the entire match to mess with
My
Bravo
goodness,
and Dean,
yes.
and it worked. It worked. Moriarty hit a bridge-styled pin to get the win over Bravo, and he was shocked that they lost. And commentary did a great job playing into the fact that this was the second week in a row they had a loss. Because if you've been watching, like we have, the Infantry has been on this huge winning streak, and we've said for months, like they're going to be the next Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and the only thing that they can't do, they can't win the big one. And now they're losing like these matches that they should be winning. So I'm thinking maybe they're heading over to the dark side. Maybe they're going to turn heel, and we get to the promo later on. We're going to talk about that. But yes, loved this. This was a good one.
I specifically turned this match on so I could watch it again, right? Because I watch it while I'm at work. I'm distracted, but I'm also writing my notes, doing whatever. But I really wanted to watch this match. This rivalry does go all the way back to Honor Club episode 33. They have kind of switched in the sense of who is a face and who's turning heel. But notice that Sean Dean's hair has changed. He's changed up his style. He's a little bit more aggressive, less infantry as we know it to the code, right? So there were a couple moments in the ring where, I mean, Shane Taylor is such a big hoss wrestler. Every time that he does something, I feel it in my chest. And is Shane Taylor a good match for the agileness of Carly Bravo and Sean Dean? That's when I really want to see this match on a pay-per-view for a title belt. Put them in a tournament. Have them in the finals. Go 25 minutes. Because I want to see them go. Because all four of these men can go. I mean, Lee Moriarty is our Pure Rules champion, right? So I already know that he can go for long periods of time. But it just made me wanting more. I want to feel that about a match. I don't want to feel like, it could have been better, could have had more, because they were already telling so much story in this match. But you know who did get the 3 count? Lee Moriarty.
You're pure champ.
I know. So all in all, I thought it was a pretty great match. Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty now are 6-0 in tag team matches, which is freaking fantastic. They've already beat the Infantry now twice. So what more is there to do?
Well, the Dark Order felt the same way.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about that?
What a great segue that was by me. Evil Uno says that the Dark Order is finally on a roll. I mean, I don't know if winning 1 week solidifies you from being on a roll, but whatever floats your boat, buddy. Uno got a big singles win, and Reynolds and Silver also got a big tag team win last week. Uno says that now it is time to focus on the trios titles when they were interrupted by the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson. They said they were told last week, right before the match, that Jameson would be wrestling, and they were not prepared for the tag team match. And they said if there was ever a traditional 6-man tag between both of these teams, that the Dark Order would lose. Reynolds says that they have been in the position where the Iron Savages and Jack Jameson have been before. and they are going to crumble under the pressure. So these two teams will face each other in the ring soon. I'm assuming that's going to be next week, but sure. Where are the champs? Where's the champs? You know, now that Sammy's injured, Dustin can actually focus all of his energy
on the trios
champs.
So how long do you think Sammy is going to be out? So for those who don't know, Sammy got knocked out. I don't think we're going to see the light of day with that match, right?
No, I don't think we're going to see the light of day with that match and the Lady Frost match. I actually think that the Lady Frost match was supposed to air on this week's episode. Yeah. And then that was going to lead to the Athena segment, and obviously that didn't happen for reasons. So if it's a concussion, I'd say like a month and a half, depending on how bad the concussion was. So maybe
do you think they'll drop the titles before?
No, because they don't care about them. They don't care about the titles.
Ouch, harsh.
So no. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Guess what I'm doing? Producer credits and being a fan. Remember, let me take a moment to say subscribe. A lot of our views are not from subscribers. So get a load of that subscribe button and click it, because then you'll be reminded every time we go live. Since you already like watching me, you already like watching us. You like us.
She said me and then
me.
Us. Did you realize that? Wow.
Well, I'm talking here.
That was so New York.
They love me.
They love me.
They love you too. That's why people come here. Mostly, I think people come here for you. Let's be honest.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Yeah, people come here for us. But if you like us so much, give us a subscribe on YouTube and Twitch and all the other places, because you love our faces and you want to see us. So you better do it, or else.
Or else. Sorry, I was texting Joel. Or else.
Are you STG? How do you know about Biscuit Bitch? Have we already talked about this? We've already talked about Biscuit Bitch. The karaoke bar I was at this last weekend, was 2 doors down from Biscuit Bitch.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I did, but I want to know, STG, when did you go to Biscuit Bitch? I need to know your story, and I need to know what you ordered.
Oh, there's a whole thing behind this.
I need to know what you ordered, because I'm obsessed with their mushroom gravy. I am not vegan, but their vegan gravy, mind blown. If you like mushrooms. But STG, if you've been to Seattle, why are you not coming for Wrestle Dream? Why do you not want to dream about wrestling?
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Come dream with me.
You know, Diamante's been dreaming.
This done match pissed me off.
It was spoiled for me by a Red Velvet's agent that this match was going to end at a DQ, and I was kind of upset about that he had told me yesterday about it. And I was like, why would you tell me that? I review Ring of Honor every week. I didn't want to know. So this match was pretty interesting, because from what I expected, these two were a lot more technical than I thought it was going to be. And at points, it was rough. Like, you could tell it was really rough. It really didn't get going until the end. And although I firmly believe, and I've said that for weeks, right, the Women's and Men's TV Championship should be defended every single week, I did not expect this to end in a DQ. And I actually would have rather them built this feud a little bit more and then have a no DQ match on 0 Hour this weekend.
Right.
Or on the Halloween episode. So I don't know what the point of this was.
I just want to know why would Tony Khan waste so much time to build up, like, look at Diamante and Red Velvet and look at how awesome they are, and then not.
Yeah, that's why I was also confused, because I had also tweeted this yesterday, because I didn't get called on, but I reported every single Ring of Honor thing that happened on the media call, that he had put over Red Velvet tremendously on this call about how great of a champion she is, how she's really like gone into a new gear since coming back from injury, and all of this stuff, and like the match was really good, and like you guys should watch it, like really hyping it up, and then it ended in a DQ.
And then it
I'm
ended
just
in a
like,
DQ. Why?
why? Unless he was hyping it up because he is announcing that it's going to be on 0 Hour. But I think we would have gotten that announcement by now.
We should have. We should have this card mapped out not weeks before. Because what?
I agree with you.
Why would anyone want to pay for? Because people just paid a month ago to watch your show, right? The pay-per-view.
Yes.
Why do you want to put butts in seats? Like, how are you going to put butts in seats? You're taking a chance on the Tacoma Dome, which is bigger than the Climate Pledge, which is in downtown Seattle. You're taking a risk. And there is a code available for 30% off ticket price right now.
Of course. Are we shocked?
The way that you said that made it sound like you had an accent. I would be shocked.
Are we shocked here? No, I mean, I understand that Tony wants to go to new places to kind of capitalize on the market, and I get that. I get that as a business owner, but like, you have to be a little bit smarter about things. And I also understand too, there's some arenas that he can't run because they have a deal with WWE that they're exclusive to WWE. So like Madison Square Garden is a perfect example of AEW cannot run there because MSG has a contract with WWE that they will not let any other wrestling company there. And the same thing with the Crypto Arena, and the same thing with the Barclays Center. So I get that. But research goes a long way, my friend.
I have such a problem with just throwing spaghetti at a wall when you have that much money.
Spaghetti at a wall.
Have you never done that before?
No.
Just you got sticks?
No.
So you didn't grow up poor?
I don't know how to answer that question.
I almost just tipped my chair back. So
That's also the other problem with the collision cards. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is really important because this actually affects the convention scene too, and I get so mad about this. So Tony does not book the collision card until the week of, and this always screws us up because there has been cons that talent have been booked for months, and then Tony the Wednesday before goes, "I need you for collision." So the perfect example of this is I'll use Swerve as the example. Swerve was actually supposed to be at 2 days of Steel City Con with me in August, but he had to change to just Sunday because Tony decided to book him on Collision at the last second. So not only are you booking it last minute, but now you're taking potential extra money out of these talents' pockets that they could be making at cons and other appearances. And it also affects like the people who are still taking indie bookings, the people that are still taking signings. Like, he doesn't realize that it's a domino effect affecting a lot of other things, and he thinks it's a smart thing to do. And I know he said in an interview recently, like, I'm not really planning out months in advance anymore. And I'm just like, do you not understand that it's not just affecting you, it's affecting a lot of other people? And I get so frustrated by that, and like nobody ever gets it. And I'm like, you guys don't see it from my eyes, how it's affecting me and my business.
Bobby
people.
over here saying, when Dynamite came here, I waited until the day of the show and we bought floor seats right by the ramp for $20 a piece.
Which is ridiculous. You'll never get that for WWE.
Never. Although I was about to. So, the SmackDown, the first SmackDown that was back on USA, right? It was in Seattle.
Yes.
I bought tickets. And they were like nosebleed, said limited view, right? They were still $40. But I saw that there were floor seats for sale for $350.
That's not that bad.
But it's not even camera side.
I know, but that's still not that bad for WWE.
It's not right. But like day of. You know how much I paid for my AEW floor seats?
How much?
$110.
You know how much I paid for my AEW floor seats?
How many? How much?
$0 and
$0. Okay. Blocked. Kimmy's blocked. Tomato, tomato, tomato.
That's not my fault. Remember, the talent that gifted me those seats thought I had bad seats because I was on the second row of the floor, not the first row.
Okay, let me talk about this, Chris, because I was talking to a friend of mine from the East Coast, and they were like, hey, are you going to the Spokane Dynamite? And I said, absolutely not. You know why?
Why?
Because A, I'd have to drive through the mountains.
The mountains. Oh, you said this on this pod. I asked you this last week.
Yeah. So Spokane is on the other side of Washington State. You know how long it takes to get there? 6+ hours. And they go, wait a minute. You can be driving for 6 hours and still be in the same state? Yeah. Do you know from the coast to the opposite end is about 9 hours?
So can you technically fly to Tacoma?
Why would I fly to Tacoma?
I mean, not Tacoma, to Spokane. Can you technically fly there?
you can fly. Yeah, I think it was like $92 or something. And it's like a hour flight.
See, that's not that bad.
It's not.
That's crazy though. That like
I was literally and figuratively on the floor. Half-hour flight? It's only half hour. It's probably worth it because I don't want to be driving, and because you're not just driving through like a city, right? You're driving through like, once you get through the mountains, it's 4 hours of flat. Just flat. And like farms.
oh, that's boring.
So you'll be driving by and all of a sudden you're smelling like the manure smell and you're like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave.
Yeah, I'd be taking that flight. Hoof.
You know who could have been doing booking for Ring of Honor?
Maria Kanellis.
Maria Kanellis.
Is that where you were going with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that's another one I need to reach. I texted one of my pals before we started the show. I was very happy to hear that she's a-okay. Won't reveal who it is. I'm pretty sure we can all assume who it was. But Maria's another one I need to reach out to. I'm gonna reach out to her next week and be like, "Yo, what is happening? What is going on? Give me the tea." Oh, she froze.
What is my
again.
internet doing? What is my internet doing?
Paul, okay, we need to take back this Paul White could be doing the booking for Ring of Honor. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Blocked.
That's
tomato,
a
tomato,
too far.
tomato, tomato,
That's
tomato.
A little too far. Do you notice that tonight was one of the most storyline-driven Ring of Honor episodes, and Paul White was nowhere near the episode? Does one have to do with the other?
Yeah, it does. 100%. We were talking about this World Television title match that ended in DQ because Diamante realized that everything that she was throwing towards Red Velvet wasn't working. So you know what? She threw a temper tantrum, grabbed the title, cost herself the match.
Stupid.
But you know what wasn't stupid?
Who would you choose? Hold on. Who would you choose to book AEW and Ring of Honor if not Tony Khan? Can we answer that first before we can move on to Lance Archer versus Sam Beal?
Yeah.
Who would I choose to book? I think I would bring back Allison Danger. I would bring Allison Danger into the fold and have her dabble in Ring of Honor if
she's fantastic.
Yes, if Jessica or Jennifer, I think the girl that Mercedes brought in, if she is dabbling with more like the AEW women storylines, I would definitely bring in Allison Danger to do Ring of Honor. I would put Jimmy Jacobs on that committee as well, and I would also throw in there Chris Hero Those are my 3.
Absolutely. I like all those.
Are we
Sorry,
moving
my
on to
eye
what?
is watering me.
Watering you?
My eyes have been watering all day. I may or may not have cried today.
Wrestling made me cry. Kylie.
Mhm.
Can we talk about how Collins and Kylie dressed up as Edge and Christian on Wrestling Made Me Cry? And I was out Sunday with my best friend and I just saw it on Twitter randomly and I started like almost screaming in the mall and I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic. Love
You will love our costume for this Sunday.
for this Sunday. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Is it for big?
No. It's WWE, but a couple years ago.
Oh my god, I'm excited to see it.
Mhm.
Did you request flash photography? This is a very important question.
Yeah.
I mean, as you should. Next, are you done talking about the disaster fuck of the TV title?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. My eye is just watering.
All
You
right.
see?
Yes, I do. So next we had our first squash match. We had Lance Archer versus Sam Beal. 58 minutes to get to our first squash match. I think that's a record. Lance Archer wins. Lance Archer's now with the Don Callis family, which I really don't like that decision, but
You just glazed over that, which was in my notes, and I wrote like a nice paragraph about that.
then go ahead. Go ahead.
Said Lance Archer this week lost his manager in a trade to the Don Callis family. I don't want to read it anymore.
Why? I'm so intrigued.
He's not only going to be brutal and a hard-hitting monster, but now he is part of the worst faction in all of wrestling. Is he going to bring the righteous with him? We don't know.
Probably not.
It doesn't mean anything for this specific match, but it is nice to know that he will have some direction while Jake Roberts has been gone.
I think Jake Roberts managing the Beast Mortos is a little. I don't know why Beast Mortos needs a faction. That I've been stuck on this for a couple days now. I think he could just run rapid through the. Ed's watching. Why is Ed watching Ring of Honor next week?
Because you're gone.
I said I would push through. We can make it a trio. I'm gonna push through. You're gonna see me.
I love it when we're a trio.
You're gonna see me dead. I'm gonna be like,
You can-
and then
You
we
can do
had
a
this-
run-in. It's
we
fine.
had this
It's fine.
happen. He lit. Edge joining us. Cool. I don't know why Beast Mortos can't just run rapid through the AEW men's division. I don't know why he needs a faction. Don't know why he needs Jake Roberts. I do not think the Righteous is going to be joining Don Callis family. I think, Lance Archer is going to be the forgotten member of the Don Callis family. And I think the story is more with Kyle Fletcher, who, by the way, if there's like a most improved or underrated person of 2024, Kyle Fletcher. Because
I
he
agree.
took an opportunity, and I'm not just saying this because I like to put over wrestlers I've worked with. He was given an unfortunate opportunity when his tag team partner was sidelined, and he took it to the moon. I was someone who criticized him winning the TV title because I didn't think Mark was going to be out that long, and he proved me wrong. And he literally had banger after banger match. Sorry, Sheamus. He also is in probably one of the biggest storyline feuds going into this weekend of, is he going to side with Will? Is he going to be with his best friend? Is he going to go with the Don Callis family? And so he is someone who, most underrated, most improved, Kyle Fletcher should be at the top of that list.
Looks great in a crop top.
Yes. I know. So next, we had probably the most interesting promo of the night.
Okay.
Because, oh my god. Oh my god. If we get Ragging Ed and Auntie Collins comedy, it'll be a great show next week. Yeah, and then me dead, it'll be fantastic. So,
Comedy? You think I'm comedy? I've made it in this world, Kimmy. I'm a funny person.
I think you've always kind of made it in this world, to be honest.
At least people don't think that I'm weird. Maybe they do.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Are we going to have a soup off?
I think, listen,
Should we just show up to the stream and just eat soup together?
Listen, I would not be opposed to that. Someone has to remind me though, but I would not be opposed to doing that. Anyway, back to.
All right, put in the chat if you want to see us have a soup off.
Yeah, someone's gotta remind me.
I don't know what a soup off is.
I think it's just us eating soup.
It's just eating soup. Yeah, you can eat soup together.
Let's soup it up. So
soup it up.
Infantry promo, which I loved. Bravo said that something is off. And Dean is trying to reassure him that everything is fine. And then Shane Taylor interrupts, saying although the Infantry is one of the most impressive teams in Ring of Honor / AEW, they have gotten nowhere. They have defeated former champions. They've gotten to the top where they've challenged champions, and they just can't get the job done when it matters. They have been able to show everyone that they can wrestle, but they have not been able to show everyone that they could rumble. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Shane Taylor said in a promo that AEW might be where the best wrestle, but Ring of Honor is where the best rumble. So there was a callback to that. He also tells Trish Adora that he is a man of his word, and Kate brought this up. She had tweeted it that a couple years ago, Shane Taylor said to Trish Adora that he is going to make sure that everybody knows who Trish Adora is. He says that he has not forgotten their conversation at all. So there's a little bit of story with that. All three of them look at each other confused as hell, and they say they need to focus on what's next. I think this is the new Shane Taylor Promotions.
Oh.
I think the Infantry is going to turn heel. I think they're fine. I would not mind in a perfect world, right? If the Infantry finally win the tag titles, Shane Taylor wins the world title from Jericho, and then Trish Adora is the one to beat Red Velvet, and then
Why is Shane Taylor winning it from Chris Jericho? Hold on.
Oh, I think Jericho's winning Saturday. You don't think?
Oh my god!
I'm gonna finish my theory. I'm gonna finish my Shane Taylor theory, and then I'll go into why I think Jericho's winning the title. And I think at the end of Final Battle, if we have one, if not the end of the year, we see Shane Taylor Promotion joining Ring of Honor, and everyone has titles. And I think that's where we're going with this. It makes me very excited. Now, why I think Jericho's gonna win the title? So, if you remember 5 years ago, everybody, who was our first AEW World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh, God.
No, there's a theory to this. Answer my question. Who was the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion? Chris Jericho. Okay. Now, what was something that Tony Khan told WBD 5 years ago to get their TV deal? Chris Jericho will be your World Heavyweight Champion. Now, AEW was a new company. No, there's such a theory to this. You're going to like the end of my theory. I promise you're going to like the end of the theory. So, WBD is like, what is AEW going to offer me? AEW is this new company. Do I want to take a risk and give them a TV deal? We have Chris Jericho. Everybody knows Chris Jericho. And as the World Heavyweight Champion, people are going to tune in because they know that name from WWE. If Ring of Honor is still shopping for a TV deal, that's how you get them to have a TV deal. We have Chris Jericho as our champion, and that's why people are going to tune into Ring of Honor, because they want to see Chris Jericho defend the title. And I can assure you, if Jericho's going to win the title and they get the TV deal, whether it be with FS1 or True TV or whatever they're going to do, he's going to defend the title. And he's going to be there week after week to assure that Ring of Honor is going to get the ratings to stay on TV. So that is why I think Jericho's winning the title. And you get what you want because Ring of Honor will have the TV deal. And that is your
God,
loophole.
I hate it.
We get a TV deal.
But at what cost?
We get the viewership we haven't had in 2 years. This is the business side of Kimmy.
I know. Business Kimmy over here. Soup sicko. You wear many hats.
I do.
I just hate. Here's the thing. The Chris Jericho of 5 years ago is not the same Chris Jericho that it is now. 5 years ago, people were actually excited to see a Chris Jericho match. If we poll who's excited to see a Chris Jericho match, 5 people are going to say
I
yes.
agree.
And it's the same 5 people who keep buying his stupid merch and making it in the top selling because I don't see anybody wearing that ish. Right?
Yes.
But I hate that it makes logical sense from a business standpoint.
That's what I'm here for. That's the only reason I'm here.
It makes this a laughing stock.
Does it?
I think it's a joke that Chris Jericho would be the champion of Ring of Honor. Just like I thought it was a joke that he was holding the FTW championship. But at least that one is defunct now, right? It has a history, has a lineage, but it doesn't have a promotion behind it. This does.
I think the other thing too is the other thing we have to realize, right? Is Mark Briscoe is so involved with AEW now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of him holding the title? And again, like, do I think Jericho's gonna... Again, I might be wrong about the TV deal, but Jericho on Honor Club might raise subscriptions. And that's the other thing you have to think about. They're trying to see to themselves what is going to raise people to tune in. And there are some people out there that are going to want to see Jericho and Big Bill and Brian Keith on Honor Club.
I know, Ed. I'm sad that Kimmy's logic makes sense too. It's rude.
It's rude. You know, I've heard that on the convention scene so many times when I've explained to people like why certain people are going to make money and why some people aren't. And then people are like so mad. I've never seen so many comments so upset that my logic makes sense. I'm literally going to take a picture of this. This is crazy. I'm so sorry that I have logical thinking. But again, there's a happy ending. We get a TV deal, our Honor subscriptions go up, and Shane Taylor beats Jericho.
Like that. Beat him soon. I just want to say Emi Sakura just tweeted, my flight was canceled due to the hurricane, so I'm spending my day off in Spokane. I wanted to see a movie with Disney princesses, so I went to see this Substance with Demi Moore. But that's all you can do in Spokane. Literally, it's in the middle of nowhere.
You're saying OMG to me? Oh.
Right? It's not a Disney princess movie.
She doesn't.
It's a scary movie.
She doesn't know. Do you have any comment on the Shane Taylor stuff?
I just want him to be. I like this segment. I liked Kate's tweet. I just want it to be sooner rather than later. I would love them to have all the title belts because they absolutely deserve it. So,
I think that's where we're leading to. I have not worked with Mercedes Moné. She is one of those talents that she actually does not want to work Wrestling Con. She only wants to work Comic Con. So that's why you really don't see her at cons that much. I've met her, but I have not worked with her. I met her once. I met her at WrestleCon LA at the only Wrestling Con she'll ever do. Fun facts.
Interessante.
After this, as I reported yesterday, I was the only tweet didn't even give traction. I'm tweeting out Scoops McGee. As I reported yesterday, they showed Bryan Danielson versus Kenta from 2006. I was 5 years old when this match happened. Cool to see with original commentary.
I was graduated from high school.
Who had the tweet with all the material you were supposed to tell me when this match was it? Chris tweeted like all these like things of that you could say to me about me being so young when this match aired in like living color. I think it was Chris.
Yeah, that would be Chris. Thanks, Chris. So I remember this on a DVD. Just so you know, the background of this match. If you would like to go watch this classic Ring of Honor match, it is your champion Bryan Danielson versus Kenta. Kenta in all caps. But this is arguably one of the best Ring of Honor World Championship matches ever in the history of Ring of Honor.
That's what my father said.
Your father said that?
Yes, my father said that to me because I had told him, I'm like, oh, they're showing this match. He goes, oh my God, it's like one of the best Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship matches of all time. He goes, I can't wait to see your notes about it. And then I showed him that I only wrote that one sentence, and then he was very mad that I only wrote that one sentence. And
okay,
I was
we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna sit down together, and I'm gonna show you the best Ring of Honor matches that you need to watch.
Oh God,
because I want to watch them again. But Bryan Danielson at this point has had some challengers like Marufuji, Steve Corino, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Homicide, Chris Hero, Nigel McGuinness, Christopher Daniels. The list goes on and on and on. And he was facing what I would say is arguably the biggest threat to date, which is Kenta. In the early 2000s, there was no other feared junior heavyweight wrestler than Kenta. For those who don't know, Kenta did go to WWE and did not perform at that level.
Hideo
Itami. So if you want to see why people make a big deal about Kenta, you can watch this match or watch anything from the 2000s. He is Kobashi's protege. He was one of the top stars of Pro Wrestling Noah during the height of when the company was at its supreme status. He was probably one of the hardest strikers at the time. He kicked people extremely hard to the point that people would be knocked silly or knocked out, so to speak, but they didn't really take that very seriously in the 2000s. But Kenta is a small gent, right? Even by Japanese standards, his lack of height was made up for his brutality. So facing the Bryan Danielson, who needed to go out with surgery, and he was electing to not leave wrestling, and he was just going to work through his injuries because that man has always been.
2024.
He's still a sicko. But to set up this match, it was literally your best wrestler, arguably, in the United States, facing arguably the best wrestler that Japan had to offer. It was a really big deal. I remember it being a big deal because I bought the DVD sitting in my office. It's a big deal.
A big deal.
I'm seeing your comments. I'm reading a blog that I wrote that it will never see the light of day. But I'm reading.
But Chris's comment is so funny.
I just love that you said that like you were 5. Right?
It's in my review. It's on PW Insider. I wrote it in parentheses. I was 5 years old.
STG, I will not showing that blog because it's embarrassing. I talk about boys I like and wrestling. And I talk a lot about Jesus. And I don't want that to be associated with my name at all. But
was I really born during the start of HDTV? When did HDTV come out? Hold up. I want to look this up now. I'm so intrigued. No! My article, my notes.
what happened to your notes? Anyways,
I
so
clicked on a
we
new
built up to
blog.
this match, right? So in this match, which
I wrote
took
my
place,
review in crayon. I couldn't even write at 5. Like I was one of those like
What?
slow. Well, okay, so I could have, but I like didn't really know how to hold a pencil correctly and stuff. So like my handwriting was a little bit of a mess. So I want to know what my review would have looked like in crayon in 2006 when I was 5. I would love to see my review in crayon being like Kenta kick, Brian owie.
Oh my gosh. Well, this match took place September 6th, 2006, right? Do you know that this is when I apparently cared about Dave Meltzer?
Oh no.
He only rated the match a 4 point. A 4 point.
A 4.5.
3/4. 3.4 point. Right, 4 stars and then 3.
4 and
Have a-
3/4.
Oh my god.
4
Yes.
and 3/4. All right. HDTV was available in the United States in 1998, so I was not even born for the start of HDTV. I was a couple
I
years
cared
late.
about Dave Meltzer at a time in my life. Okay, I was 17 years old caring about Dave Meltzer.
Is this supposed to try to say Dragon versus Kenta was good? Kimmy, this many years old. Dragon versus Kanta was good. 5-year-old Kimmy.
No, I need you to leave. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
We didn't even get to the main event. Oh, HDTV channels. All right, let's look that up. HDTV channels. When did it start?
Okay, but the whole match is everybody knows that Brian has a sore arm. He has an injured shoulder that he should have gone out for surgery, but he doesn't want to drop the Ring of Honor championship. So he has to fight his biggest and hardest hitting foe yet. Kenta obviously constantly is kicking his injured shoulder. They are going in and out of the ring. But everything that Brian seems to be handing Kenta, he just gets back up. And at this point, there are a couple moves that Brian does that other people can't do, and they don't get up. But him and Kenta squabble around. Brian gets his head out of his butt. He starts trying to dodge Kenta's blows, right? Because there's only so many kicks that you can get to a very badly injured shoulder. Kenta tries to reverse a couple headlocks. And we basically have an evenly paired match. But this match is long. This match was long.
It was like 45 minutes. I was very tired.
It was a long match.
I was texting many people to pass through the time, to be honest. Chris, Big Bird was my first word. No kidding. So no Big Bird, I watch Ring of Honor is very fitting because Big Bird was my first word that I said.
But
ever.
I do have to say, after rewatching this match, and a little bit clearer definition, a little bit clearer than I remember, that front row, the way that they are expressing themselves, how just enchanted they are with this match, really made the experience so much better for me as a wrestling fan. So still your previous Ring of Honor World Champion is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. But yeah, arguably one of the best matches. I mean, I've told you guys it's not my favorite Ring of Honor match, but it is a match that if someone had never watched Ring of Honor, I would show them this match. I love the psychology of the match. I love that you feel for Bryan Danielson with his shoulder. I just think that the mat work is great. I think that the chemistry that they had was really great. I really wish that we had seen Kenta in a more starred showcase rather than what we saw in WWE, because this version of Kenta is why Kenta is so important to me as a person, as a wrestling fan. So it's a fantastic match if you love wrestling. And if you don't love wrestling, what are you even doing here?
They're watching us ramble.
You're watching us ramble. But time now for our main event. After almost 40 minutes of a wrestling match that happened 18 years ago.
Jesus. So Mark Sterling must really know that our show is called Honor Ramble because he decides to ramble before every single one of his clients' matches. It's so fitting. So he cuts a promo by saying he is tired of everyone saying the premier athletes suck, but I mean, I don't blame them because they can never win. He says the people of Toledo and the entire conglomeration suck. He tries to get the fans to chant the premier athletes rule, and that is when Mark Briscoe appears. That's why we got our champ 2 weeks in a row. That's why I also think he's going to lose. You know, it's too good to be true that our champ was on our club 2 weeks in a row. This match was fine. I mean, it wasn't going to be anything special. It was for him to get momentum heading into this weekend. For those who don't watch Ring of Honor and don't follow it, to pretend that Mark is on the program weekly, which he isn't. Woods did his part by looking like a fierce challenger as Briscoe got momentum before the match Saturday, and Mark Briscoe retains, and that ended our Ring of Honor episode. What did you think of this match?
I think that Mark Briscoe is full of chemistry and divine spirituality that the way that he expresses himself is distracting to the point that it doesn't belong on Ring of Honor. And that's not to say that I don't like him. I don't like his charisma. But I think that he's so oogly boogly, crazy. It's just not championship quality to me. Like when I want to see a champion week after week after week making something prestigious, this is clearly not the most important thing to Mark Briscoe.
No.
When you think of Mark Briscoe, the thing that you go is, man, that guy is a crazy motherfucker. But not in a way of, look what he does in the ring. Look at all these great matches. No. Absolutely not. So the redneck kung fu that he does is so ludicrous that it's distracting from every match. And he has the J Driller, which is from his brother, which is the most brutal thing in there. But against Josh Woods, okay, what did Josh Woods do to prove that he could be in this proving ground match? Absolutely nothing. He didn't show up last week.
No.
So why is he getting this match? Why is he getting this match?
Because they pulled Josh Woods' name out of a hat. They had a hat of people who were on Ring of Honor, and they're like, Josh Woods wins!
Is that how you promote a wrestling show? Is you just pull names out of that? And I'm not saying that Mark Briscoe is not a great wrestler. I think he is a great wrestler. I think that his matches are entertaining. But when I think Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, I think of someone who comes week after week after week delivering matches that I want to see again and again and again. And are we going to get that with Chris Jericho? Probably not. But are we going to get that with Shane Taylor?
Yes.
Hell yes. So if that's what we have to get here,
she'll allow it.
Just get there faster.
We're going to try.
But Bring it on. That's what we're getting. We'll see you Saturday. Kimmy, what did you think of the show top to bottom?
So the one thing I do not like about them showing the old matches in the episode is that it ruins the pace of the episode, in my opinion. Like, because they show it towards the end. They don't show it at the end, which gives us the option if we want to tune in or not. It literally is in the middle of the episode right before the main event. And so they had this 45-minute match in the middle of the episode, and then we still had this like 10-minute, like 5-minute main event. So to me, it ruined the pace. However, this episode had some of the most storyline telling stuff in the past 6 months. We have not had this much storytelling stuff since probably the the Ring of Honor episode right before DBD. So that made me really excited. And we only had one squash, which was even better. It's like Tony Khan is either listening to my complaints or reading my PW Insider articles. We could all choose which one he decides, but I'm pretty sure he's listening to me. And now let's just see who our champion is after Saturday. But I give this like a 7 out of 10.
Who do you think our champion is going to be after? Do you want to run down the card quickly?
We can run down the card. I have my predictions. Let me just open that Google Doc real quick, and we could do that.
So you already mentioned that Brian Cage between Atlantis Jr., our Ring of Honor World Television Champion, versus Brian Cage. You think Brian Cage is going over?
Yes. Do you agree?
Okay. I'm going to agree because I would like to see someone who's actually winning in on Ring of Honor, even though I don't care for Brian Cage.
Yes.
Between Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho, you're saying Chris Jericho, which makes sense to me.
Thank you. Are you agreeing?
Sense. I'm agreeing. Darby Allin versus Brody King.
So I have Darby. I think you need someone in the Washington hometown area that's going to win. I think King is going to manhandle Allen the whole time, throw him around like a rag doll, and I would not be surprised if we see Julia Hart return in the corner of Brody King.
Yeah. I, as someone who knows a lot of people that live in Washington, that know Darby Allin and know the kind of wrestler that he is and how many fans that he has in the audience every time that they're in town. If there's going to be a Washington State wrestler who wins, it's going to be Darby Allin. It's going to be a great match. He has not beat. I don't think he's beaten Brody King.
I don't think so either.
So we'll see that. Jack Perry versus Katsuyori Shibata.
I think this is the sleeper match of the whole card. I think Perry has been doing some of his strongest work in this heel turn, but as the workhorse champion, similar to what I say about the TV title for Ring of Honor, I wish he was wrestling week to week, but that's what you get when you're BFFs with the EVPs. I think Jack Perry wins, and then he moves on to face.
Does wrestle week to week.
In tag
yes,
matches?
He does.
No, he doesn't.
He has his open challenge every week so far.
I mean in feuds. I have Jack Perry, and then I'm gonna have my newly re-signed best pal dethrone him at Full Gear.
Okay, but do you think that the TV championship, right, the TNT championship, do you think the TNT championship benefits from a week-to-week different open challenge, or do you think it benefits from feud to feud to feud?
Feud to feud. Because
I don't agree, because I think that some of the best TNT champions like Cody, with having their open challenge, brought us in the Ricky Starks, brought us in the Eddie Kingstons, brought us in a whole bunch of other talent that we wouldn't have normally seen great matches from. That's what I consider your TV champion.
I agree, but my thing is, we have seen this title kind of like bounce around so often that I think it needs to build up some prestige a little bit, which is why I need more of a feud.
Has been the best TNT champion
ever?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even. Fuck, I don't even know. Cody? Can I say Cody?
I mean, Cody's held it a couple times. Brody Lee's held it.
Darby. Darby.
Miro. Sammy
No.
Guevara,
Scorpio Sky,
Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Luchasaurus.
Hobbs never
Christian
held the title.
Cage.
Hobbs was never TNT champion. Hobbs has never held the title in AEW.
No.
Yeah.
It was on Dynamite, March 8th, 2023.
Are you sure I know for a fact he's never held a title in the company. Powerhouse Will Hobbs, he's never held the title in the company. I'm saying this with my whole chest. Oh,
He's
when
a
the
former.
fuck did he hold the title? When the fuck?
During
did
his
that
push.
What push? The one he had before he got hurt? On the following episode of Dynamite, Hobbs defeated Wardlow. Oh, because he held the title for 0.2 seconds. This is what I'm talking about. This title
42
bounces
days.
around.
That's still a long time.
0.2 seconds. This is the part that's gonna.
You say my whole chest, Kimmy. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Again,
I am
he
shocked.
Because he held the. Because again, these.
Yes, he's held it the least amount of time, but you know what? I remembered.
I don't. And I'm friends with Hobbs, and I don't even remember that.
I'm telling.
You're telling him. Well, he owes me a drink, so you can't tell him. He owes me a drink. And bro.
Listen, we're not talking about my chest. I'm going to block you. That is a warning. We're not talking about that.
Yo, I'm sad now. So who do you have winning?
Jack Perry?
Jack Perry? Cool.
I want him to keep doing these open challenges.
Well, he's going to lose to Daniel, so yike. It's my buddy.
Can you do the dance?
No.
Yeah, Kimmy's getting blocked because you forgot that Powerhouse Hobbs held the TNT championship.
I'm sure if you asked like the normal person that people would not remember Hobbs held that title.
I'm going to ask on Twitter right now.
Yeah, make sure you tag me. That's going to be the tweet that Sean sees. Sean, who gets millions of tweets a day, is going to see that tweet and text me instantly and be like, how did you forget? Or his agent's going to see it and his agent's going to text me and be like, how did you not know your bestie pal won the title?
Yeah, you got to be held accountable here, Kimmy.
This is horrible. All right, let's move on to another matchup. So let's go 2 out of 3 falls. Hologram versus the Beast, Mortos. Like I said earlier, in my opinion, I would have let Mortos just run rampant through the AEW locker room, not affiliated with LFI, but here we are. Since TK at the moment is investing a lot in Hologram, especially with him being 15-0, the Collision taping I went to in Chicago, they were selling his t-shirt. Obviously, I see a lot of money in him, so I'm going to go with Hologram to win the best 2 out of 3 falls match. What about you?
Definitely Hologram. Here's the reason why. Commentary keeps putting over how unmatched he has been, how he's basically gone through win after win after win after win. This is going to be the win that actually means something, that's going to lead it to something else. Don't know what that's going to be, but it's not even for a title, and we're getting this awesome 2 out of 3 falls match, which is going to be so freaking awesome. I don't understand why Tony is so fascinated with Hologram. I want to know who the hell Hologram is.
It's a wrestler from CMLL. It's a wrestler from Mexico. It's not that deep.
Don't say it like that. 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 However, I think there's going to be a resurgence of the luchadors in AEW. I think we're going to get some fantastic lucha wrestlers, and it's not because the Lucha Bros are leaving.
You got a while till that happens.
It probably a little bit has to do with that. But there is a market and there's a hole. And I think that there are deals happening and they want to have someone who's a lucha hold a championship title.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
Maybe a continental championship.
Hey, as long as it's not the TNT title, because that one's reserved for Daniel Garcia. Next, we have, in my opinion, the hardest one to call on the entire card, which is Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. The reason this is the hardest match to call on the card is because both these men really can't afford a loss right now. On one hand, Jay White just came back to TV, and then Adam Page just came off this killer feud with Swerve and has so much momentum that he really can't afford a loss either. The IWC is definitely going to be mad about this one because they're going to go on Twitter and say that AEW can't book Jay White, but I am picking Hangman Adam Page since he has a little bit more to lose in this if he loses. Who you got? She's typing her tweet at me. Very, very. Do you see the aggression in the keyboard of me getting canceled on Twitter for not knowing Hobbs was TNT champ? The match is Jay White and Adam Page. I haven't gotten a notification yet. This makes me feel a little bit better. Oh, here we go. Tell me, do you know with your whole capital whole all the letters or caps chest? If our house is on the TNT Championship, Kimmy and I are settling a debate.
Go vote in the poll now.
Oh, do I have to change my name again?
So Jay White just got back. Why would he lose?
Because
why would he lose? Why would he come back from injury to lose? When I believe that Jay White has come back to be number one contender for your World Heavyweight Championship.
What?
Uh-huh.
How the hell do we get there?
We're gonna get there eventually, but I need Jay White top of the company by 2026.
Yeah, not right now.
I'm not saying now, but we got to get there somehow. We got to have him beat all of the former champions, like Infinity Stones. He's got to collect them.
Sure.
We need a Jay White to beat a crazy, insane Hangman who's going to be distracted.
He has a segment on the show. Everyone forgets this. He has a segment on the show, and he's going in a different direction. He's not distracting Hangman from this match.
I'm torn because I want to see Hangman violent because I love a violent Hangman because it is arousing. But why would Jay White come back to lose? It's Jay freaking White.
I agree with you, but also Hangman can't lose right now because the last matches he's really had has been him killing Jeff Jarrett and him killing Swerve. How the hell are you having him lose now? He's going to lose all the momentum he's had from killing Swerve and Jarrett.
I would think that someone cost him, or it's going to end in a count out, or
I would rather that.
DQ.
I would rather that. I can tell you Swerve Strickland will not be involved in this match. Scoops McGee. I mean, it's not even Scoops McGee. They announced he has a segment. He's returning to handle business. Read between the lines. Next. Read between the lines. Then you can figure out what's happening in that segment. Next we have, well, this match has not been officially announced, but it's going to be announced tomorrow on Rampage. It's going to be MXM versus the Acclaimed.
The Ring of Honor exclusive MXM.
No, which is going on the AEW pay-per-view. In my opinion, this match doesn't really need to be on the pay-per-view. The show has already had a lot of... It's not spoilers. If you go on the Wikipedia, the match has been there since Tuesday. Yeah. The show already has a lot of matches, and this feud is really not the center point on any of the 3 TV programs, whether it be Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision. The Acclaimed will get the win, but if neither of these teams are facing the tag team champs after this, who cares? So I have the Acclaimed.
I don't care who wins, but I want MXM to win because I want them to pin Max Caster.
I want them to come back to Ring of Honor, but apparently that's asking way too much.
That's asking way too much. Pin Maxcaster.
Okay.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Maxcaster. Cause tension and friction between him and Anthony Bones so that Anthony Bones can go and be a singles star.
And enter him in the. I think he's gonna get the Daniel Garcia run at the Continental Classic this year.
Oh, hell yeah. I need it.
Oh, come on, Mike from Indeed. Don't side with Collins. Unbelievable. Next, we have the International Championship, which is Will Ospreay versus Ricochet versus Takeshita. And I am going to teach you all a very important lesson here that triple threat matches happen in wrestling to protect people. And in this case, we are protecting the one and only Will Ospreay. Since Ospreay just won the title back in August, he can't afford to lose so soon. However, someone like Ricochet, who really doesn't have a lot of momentum right now, and someone that doesn't really have a direction out of this, he can afford a loss. So Takeshita is going to pin Ricochet. This leads Ospreay to go do his thing with the Don Callis family. This leads Ricochet to go do whatever, and this leads Takeshita to be your new international champion. So I'm going with Enu, Konosuke Takeshita. Cinnabons for everybody.
You think Takeshita is going to be the...
He's going to pin Ricochet.
He just got it back.
He's going to pin Ricochet. He's not going to pin Will.
I know, but he's still losing. You want him to lose?
Because he's going to enter the feud with the Don Callis family, and they don't need the title in that feud picture. I just explained this whole theory. You were too busy yelling at me on Twitter.
I need you to stop knowing me, Kimmy. Please
I got
stop knowing
the
what
notifications
I'm doing.
on my watch. Do you see it? This is the notification.
You should take notifications off your watch and then forget how to put them back on. So
I can't. This is my thing where people think I'm getting scoops. I need to keep
I
the
think
gimmick.
you're right. I think you're right. I think Takeshita is winning. And freaking finally, he's pinned the Kenneth Omega twice. And if Kenny Omega is returning in January, you know that that's going to be a feud. You know that that's going to be something that I'm going to be hungry for. Takeshita versus Kenny Omega once again. And he's going to beat Kenny Omega again.
3 times a charm. 3 times a charm,
know.
hopefully, for this team who is facing the Young Bucks again. We have Young Bucks versus Private Party for the tag team champs. And although I do believe that Private Party will be the one to dethrone the Bucks, I do not think it will be at this show. I think the Bucks actually win this one via DQ and they run it back at Full Gear and Private Party wins it there. Since Full Gear is a little closer to home, they can get the hometown pop for one of the biggest wins in their career when they finally get it done on the biggest stage and defeat the Young Bucks. So I'm going with and still by DQ, the Young Bucks.
I don't like that.
Why?
Because we've been building... See, here's my thing is I don't think that AEW is a big DQ finisher for pay-per-views. And I think the story that we have been telling with Private Party, and I think the thing that people have been talking about online is that this is a different Private Party. But we positioned Private Party in 2019 as adjacent to the Young Bucks. And because of injury and all the things that are going on, that... I agree with STG. Does AEW know a DQ? Honestly, Ring of Honor, this last show with Diamante losing by DQ to Red Velvet, that's like the first time we've seen a DQ finish like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be shocking. And it's a way to continue the story. It's a way to get them an out. Because then I also think that Stokely is going to align themselves with Private Party eventually. And Stokely is going to be the missing factor. And I could see actually how the storyline could work if they want to extend it to Full Gear. And I'm right. Is Private Party's like, oh my God, like we can never get the big one done. I don't understand like why we can never beat them when it counts. And Stokely's like, you need me. And Stokely helps them win at Full Gear.
But why would they believe Stokely Hathaway when Stokely doesn't have that track record yet?
He helped Statlander finally beat Willow.
But with a tag team, he's still trying to... I know it's leading to that place. But why do we have to have every title win be this huge story, cinema piece? Why can't Private Party just get it this once? Why
Because there's more to tell.
Because it's been building for 5 years. What more can we tell? Yes, we're going to continue to tell the story. The story doesn't end the moment that they get the title belts.
I know,
So that's why I think Private Party's taking it. And I think that they do it with the help of SokOLE. They realize that they need SokOLE to win. And it just becomes a beautiful, beautiful reign. Well deserved for Private Party.
Next, we have the Women's World Championship, Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale. Obviously, we know that there were some changes Tuesday. I will let everyone know Britt Baker is okay. She is A-okay, everybody. I know everyone was so concerned.
Wait, how do I... Oh, I can't remember how to do it in sign language. Okay. I can't remember how to do it now. Continue.
I don't have much to say about this one. With all the momentum May had after winning the title, she has to retain here. We still have unfinished business with Mina and Tony. Tony, I know, was supposed to be a Team LL this weekend. She couldn't get out of Florida because of the hurricane, so they postponed the match. So, yeah, until all that gets settled with Tony and Mina, expect May to hold the title. Mariah May retains.
Absolutely. I don't think that is a question here, but I think it will give Willow another, I don't know, itch, I guess, for that women's title, because I think she does eventually get it. I think that she will be the next women's champion. We just need to go through the things still with Mina, and Mariah literally just got it. Yeah. Considering how long Tony held it for, I think we need to breathe for a second and proceed. This is where I feel like we've breathed enough with the men's tag team championships, whereas with the women's championship, I think we need to breathe for a second and then we can proceed with Willow. Also, to note, absolutely loved Willow's promo while she was a little bit bloodied, good. A little bit like rocked from her match, because that's the Willow that we want to see. Yes, we love, here, come out, clap, kick. Yeah, we love Willow, but the Willow that is utilizing her size, her power, and her skill is a Willow that we want to see. And it's just going to build and build and build for a future champion.
So good. I agree. I mean, even if she's not going to go after, even if it's not the women's world title, I see her eventually being the one to get the win back over Mercedes. When Mercedes goes and films The Mandalorian, I see Mercedes giving the big win back to Willow. I think she's deserved it. And I know the PWI for the women's 250 is going to come out in the next couple weeks. So Willow better be in that top 10 because she's definitely deserved it this year. And with all that being said, we move on to our main event with a lot of implications, a lot of things. I saw a comment earlier about Shane. We're going to get to all of that because we have the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. So there's a lot of things to unpack with this one. I'm going to try to go in order. This match is going to be great, and no matter who gets involved and all that stuff, nothing is going to take away from this match. I do believe that in this match, the higher power is going to be revealed. Whether it be Wheeler Yuta, whether it be Josh Barnett, Sami Callihan, Shane McMahon, anyone else that decides to get involved here, that will be the deciding factor for the post-match brawl. And the post-match brawl is important because this is what I think is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of disagreements, I know. Because I got yelled at yesterday, or 2 days ago now, because it's 12:30 in the morning. For me saying this. I think Danielson will get the win. I think he's going to pin Moxley. But the company, and by the company, I mean Moxley's crew, whoever that's going to involve, whether it be the names I listed or others, is going to beat down Danielson in front of his friends and family. After that, Christian Cage will cash in his title opportunity and walk out of WrestleDream, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, because this is your loophole for getting Bryan out of the retirement thing, because technically he beat Moxley. He won the match. But Christian just took an opportunity. So it gets you out of the Bryan's going to retire full-time in a little bit, if he wants to finish out for Full Gear and World's End, or if he just wants to go away to get his surgery. But this is your kind of loophole for that. So I think Bryan wins the match, but I think Christian walks out your new champ.
There is an entire section of the floor that is VIP only. from what I've heard, it's all of Brian's super fans. Because there's a Brian superfan experience. So in the face of all these Brian superfans, you're gonna have this happen at Wrestle Dream?
Yeah, because then you have the Christian feud of Christian being like, you know, your father died. You're a father to 2 young children. You know, people say that Kate is one of the very many people that say that Birdie is the biggest heel in AEW. Now you could hone in on that with Christian. And I think there is such a story to tell with this. And this is where you have to do it. It has to be here or it's not going to work. So, yes.
The thought of this is making me cry.
Kylie. But doesn't it make sense?
It does. I hate that all of your things make sense because I don't want them to happen. Remember, this is like us predicting what we think will happen, not what we want to happen.
Correct.
I want to see Brian having that moment, that last moment, but he did have that moment
in London
at Wembley. I do think that he's going to beat Moxley, and I do think that Christian Cage is going to come out and completely ruin it. I feel like things are a little still up in the air, though, for me because of what we heard about Luchasaurus, though.
Yes.
Because I know that was a factor into the Christian Cage storyline.
Yes, and with the report that came out, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, like, I really hope he's getting better because that's really scary that, like, there's a chance that he's going to relapse and there's a chance that, like, he might not be able to wrestle again, which is huge on so many implications. So I really hope he's doing better and he gets the help he needs to get the oxygen back in his lungs to where it needs to be.
I mean, just the calcification of his heart, right? That's just, and in like his lungs not being at full capacity is crazy.
It's scary.
It is really scary. And I think it just kind of reminds us all of like kind of how serious things were with Brody Lee because that all happened just so fast. And I'm not saying it's the same. It's just similar like lung infections that just suddenly came up and then everything's over. Yes. We definitely don't want to see that happen.
No.
But it's going to be a good show. I wish there were more women's matches because there's 11 matches announced right now.
We also only have one 0-hour match.
But there's only one women's match announced.
We still got tomorrow.
We better start because Auntie's gonna be pissed, and I guess I have to wear. What do I wear on Saturday? Should I just wear a Mercedes shirt?
I mean, she doesn't have a match yet. She's in Washington. She just posted on her Instagram story she went hiking, so she's there.
It's a beautiful day to be hiking. So,
oh my God, it's National Kimmy Day. National Me Day. What a wonderful day. But yeah, that has been our very long and extensive Honor Ramble episode.
It was a great episode. I really appreciate even when we get to just ramble. I love it.
So I'll go plug some shit right now. You can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_SokOLE. You could follow me. Yes, there will be a post show after Wrestle Dream. There will be a post show on OLE. I will be on it. I was supposed to be for Bad Blood, but I didn't get home till late, and I actually got sick on the way home from Bad Blood. I literally threw up all over my dad's iPad, and he wanted to kill me. So that's why I was not on Bad Blood, but there will be a Wrestle Dream post show. I will be on it. I think Bobby's going to be on it. Ed's going to be on it. I think Lauren and Melball is joining us as well. I think we're all coming out for it. So make sure right after Wrestle Dream to tune here on OLE for our Wrestle Dream post show. But you can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_SokOLE. You can follow me on Instagram at Kimmy.SokOLE. Yes, the best crew for Wrestle Dream. Head over to Weezy's channel and check out my interview with her. It's my favorite interview I've ever done. Like I said, Ed's not coming. Never mind. I lied. I thought he said it in the chat. I'm sorry. You can like I said, go over and check out my interview with Weezy. It's my favorite interview I've ever done. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I was really honored that she reached out to me to do that because Weezy has such this big platform and I'm just this little person that I don't know how I got invited to that, but thank you so much for having me. You can check out my Ring of Honor weekly reviews on PW Insider every Thursday. You can head over to the Pop Break. My written predictions are going to be out there tomorrow. My media call highlights are out there right now. I have a bunch of wrestling stuff on there, so check that out. Next week, like I said, I will be at New York City Comic Con all 4 days. I'm going to be with Swerve Strickland on Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be with Mick Foley. And like I said, we're going to be racing against the clock a little bit. I'm going to try to make it for Honor Ramble. It depends on how dead I am. Depends if I decide to eat, and it depends on what time I get home. But if I get home with plenty of time to watch the episode, I will be here. I could promise you all that because I'm a committed person. And yeah, that is about it for me.
You're everywhere.
I know.
But I'll be at Wrestle Dream. If you're at Wrestle Dream, come say hi to me. I'm probably the laughing weirdo.
Crying. She's probably crying.
Laughing and crying at the same time. I'm _queer auntie on all social media platforms except Twitch, because Twitch doesn't allow underscores, which beef. I have beef with you, Twitch. But go follow me on all social media. I'm here every Thursday. I am over on Fightful Overbooked every Sunday for Wrestling Made Me Cry. We are going to probably do a post show on Sunday where we are currently doing Halloween costumes. So I don't want to give anything away of what our costume is going to be.
I want to be surprised
for Sunday, but just know that you have been charged. You've been charged.
No.
You've been charged.
Oh no.
Harkening back to a very great feud in 2015. Anyways, where are you? You are on OLE. Thanks for coming. So glad you're here. Go follow us on all of our social media platforms. OLE Podcasts for our social media pages. For YouTube and Twitch, it is the full Our Local Establishment. That's who we are. Our Local Establishment. We're here. We're family. And we love you. It is World Mental Health Day. Please take time out for yourself. Go get yourself a treat. Talk to someone. Whatever you need, we are here for you. We love you, and we're glad that you exist, and you're here. So it's been a fun time talking about wrestling, talking about soup, talking about all the things. Go vote in our polls because we need to know.
They're very important. We need to brag about it next week.
Yes. But I've been your queer Auntie Collins. This has been the Hollywood Kimmy SokOLE.
Oh, God.
This has been Honor Ramble, and we'll see you next Thursday. Happy wrestling. Bye.